Hello students, secondary 2 chemistry. We are in unit 4, elements of group 1A is the lesson, sodium and its compounds. How can we prepare sodium? Sodium is present on the earth as sodium chloride, called rock salt. It is present also in the sea water as sodium chloride. We can prepare sodium from sodium chloride by a process called electrolysis, at which sodium chloride is melted first, then electrolyzed after melting to form sodium metal ion and chlorine gas. This is the image of sodium. It is a soft metal, like silver in color, but it can be cut easily. Sodium ion plays an important role in the blood plasma. Sodium ion play an important role in a process called transformation or transport of nutrients as glucose and amino acids. Now potassium is also present as potassium chloride. Potassium can be prepared by electrolysis of potassium chloride, at which potassium chloride is melted first, then electrolyzed to separate potassium metal from chlorine metal. Potassium ions play also an important role in the synthesis of proteins and oxidation of glucose in the cell to produce energy required for the activity of our bodies. From the important compound of sodium is sodium hydroxide, which is the common name of which is called caustic soda. In NaOH, caustic soda is sodium hydroxide. How to prepare sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide is prepared from a solution of sodium chloride by electrolysis. The properties of sodium hydroxide is as a base. It reacts with acids to form salts and water. Like here, sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid forms sodium chloride and water. Sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid give the salt sodium sulfate and water. Sodium hydroxide or caustic soda is used in the manufacture of soaps, paper, and synthesis of synthetic silk. Also in the purification of petroleum from acidic impurities. Also it can be used for the detection of copper compounds and aluminum compounds. Another compound for sodium is sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, at which one type is called washing soda. Is sodium carbonate and 10 molecules of water of hydration. This compound as a whole is called washing soda, which is sodium carbonate and 10 molecules of water in the crystal, the same crystal structure. To prepare sodium carbonate is prepared from the hot solution of sodium hydroxide. After passing carbon dioxide gas, a reaction occurs to form sodium carbonate and water. An industrial method for preparation of sodium carbonate is invented by a scientist called Solvay and named by Solvay process, at which ammonia gas or ammonia solution is used, carbon dioxide sodium chloride and water. This mixture, when put together and pressed, a reaction occurs to form sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3 and ammonium chloride NH4Cl. And sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3, when heated, it decomposes to form sodium carbonate Na2CO3, carbon dioxide CO2, and water H2O. Sodium carbonate is used in the industry of glass, industry of paper, industry of textile, and water softening. Water softening means conversion of hard water into soft water. The properties of sodium carbonate is that it is powder, white powder, and doesn't decompose much by heat, more by heat, react with evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Also, the most famous reaction of sodium carbonate is the reaction with acids to form salt and carbon dioxide and water. Sodium hydroxide, which is called caustic soda, is a base. It is soapy in touch, has a corrosive effect on skin. White hygroscopic solid. Hygroscopic solid means a solid which absorbs water vapor from the atmosphere. These are the uses of sodium hydroxide. One of the uses of sodium hydroxide is the detection of the basic radical. If sodium hydroxide solution is added to any copper salt, a blue precipitate is formed, copper hydroxide. The formation of this copper hydroxide precipitate, blue precipitate, is an indication that this salt contains copper. Also, by adding sodium hydroxide solution to any aluminum salt, a white gelatinous precipitate is formed, which is an indication that this salt is aluminum salt. This is the blue solution, the blue precipitate of copper sulfate. This is the white gelatinous precipitate of aluminum hydroxide. Solvate processes used for industrial preparation of sodium carbonate, known as washing soda. The most common ions in the blood, plasma, and intercellular fluids in the body is sodium ions. The ions which represent the required medium to transfer the nutrients such as glucose in the body is sodium ions. The element which plays an important role in the oxidation of glucose in the living cell to produce the energy required for its activity is potassium. The ions which play an important role in the production of proteins that control the reaction of the cell is potassium ions. And what is the importance of sodium ions in the blood, plasma, and the solution surrounding the body cells? Sodium ions represent the required medium to transfer the nutrients such as glucose, amino acids, and amino acids. The ions which have a vital role in the glucose oxidation inside the cell, living cell, is potassium ions. The method used to extract the active metals from their compounds, this method is called electrolysis. The method used to prepare alkali metals from their molten alloys in the industry is also the same answer, electrolysis. Sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, forming the salt solution, which transforms by evaporation into white solid crystals. Write the expressive equation. Sodium hydroxide NaOH plus hydrochloric acid HCl gives NaCl plus water H2O. A chemical compound used in the manufacture of soap is sodium hydroxide. A compound used to purify petroleum from acidic impurities is sodium hydroxide. Hydrated sodium carbonate is washing soda. A substance used in removing the water hardness is sodium carbonate. When carbon dioxide gas passes through the hot solution of sodium hydroxide and left to cool gradually, crystals of sodium carbonate washing soda. This is the answer is formed. The scientist who prepared sodium salt used in textiles and glass industry is Solvay. The method used to prepare sodium carbonate from table salt in industry is the Solvay method. Solvay succeeded in preparing sodium carbonate from table salt. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening.